Hi, dear friend, in video number 1117. In Proverbs chapter 7, verse 6, it says, "For all the window of my house I looked through my easement." If we read it in a simpler way, we can see here in verse 6, "I was looking out the window of my house one day." Right, what happened? The father saying that. It's a drama. It's a seduction of adulteress, which is mentioned in verse 5. And also we find in verse 23, it's unfolding. It describes from viewpoint on one who is watching from his window. He's looking from the window and he can see everything. And in verse 7, "And behold, among the simple ones, I discern among the youths a young man, void of understanding." Void of understanding. Look how low is he. In verse 7, "And saw a simple-minded young man who lacked common sense." Like common sense, that means foolish. So the young man is like naive and ignorant, and the word simple is it means an open door, description of undiscerning, someone who do not keep in his mind the consequences of a relationship which doesn't please God at all. So that's why we can call it void of understanding. And if that happened with some adolescents, like 18-year-old or very young, it doesn't sound that strange because he's too young. He doesn't have the wisdom. But if it happened from someone like a mature man, it's crazy, Now, in verse 8, it says, "Passing through the street near her corner, and he went the way to her house." In verse 9, "In the twilight, in the evening, in the black and dark night." This is very clear. It's a picture of someone who is still watching from the window. A young man filled with stupidity, no wisdom at all. A man who has no wisdom and understanding is foolish, very simple man. He has not heeded the warnings of God about the woman who is a harlot. She doesn't have to be a prostitute. A woman like that is a harlot, and he goes into her house. And this is terrible. And in verse 10, we read, "And behold, there met him a woman with the attire of an harlot and subtle of heart." Subtle of heart. We read in verse 10 in a different version, like with simple language. "The woman approached him dressed seductively to seduce him, and sly of heart." Of course, this is too much for a simple man or a young man who lacks wisdom He has void of understanding and truth. An evil woman who knows her goal, but she has hidden intentions. Hidden intentions. Um, it's actually clear, this verse, you know. Uh, Now let's look at the next one. Thank you.